All right, today let's talk about the age-old question, to stand or to sit when coaching in summer. And I'm going to treat it a little bit differently than regular season. As a mentor of young coaches and as a veteran of coaching for a long time, I get that everyone's got their own approach. And you watch TV and you see some coaches pacing constantly, some that would sit a little bit more. And you have to be you. You have to, live true to your ideals and who you are. But here's my vote. I think my vote is probably about 80% sit in the summer. And here's why I think. I think the summer coaching is so vital to build your culture and to build your system. And I truly believe that most of the best coaching for that would happen on the bench when people come out and sit next to you. If you're a coach that stands the entire game and announces the game, and I wrote about this in one of my books, I guess I would just like you to consider the idea of the purpose of that. Hey, rebound, outlet, get back. Hey, make sure you're in denial, get up. And that's great. And if that's your style and that fits you and that fits your players, that's fine. I guess I would urge you to think a little bit about how much coaching is actually happening there and how much are those kids able to internalize the ideas you're giving them, as opposed to when they come out of the game in the summer and sit next to you, that you lean next to them and you say, hey, I'm thinking when you get the outlet, I wish that you'd slice the court and get over to the other side and take a look inside rather than just dribbling up the sideline. That kind of thing, rather than in-game yelling that and saying that. I saw some coaches over the last, I did another team camp this weekend, do some really cool things. Some were even let their assistants coach the game, and they sat on the bench and just met with players when they come out. And I do actually believe that summer needs to have a little bit of a different vibe to it. Certainly you have to be you, 100%. And I really think that maybe some of you stand because you feel like the parents in the bleachers need to see you actively engaged, or your players need to see you way up there and actively engage with them to think you're actually coaching. And probably that might be true. There are probably some parents that say, wait a minute, our coach didn't even stand that whole game. Why is he not even coaching? Not understanding at all that you're doing a ton of coaching on the sideline, but you're not standing up and pacing like they see on TV when they watch coaches. So I guess I would urge you to be you, but also to think a little bit about the idea of sitting back, staying off the officials. You knew I was going to say that. And thinking about the coaching that goes on when you take a player out and you talk to them on the bench. So again, my vote for summer coaching, I would say 85 to 90% sit and do your coaching when players came out one-to-one.